Overall thoughts, what did you think of tonight?
Tonight, overall good. I thought defense flew around. It was good to see him score a touchdown on defense, get a couple turnovers. It was good to see Preston hit a couple deep balls. We wanted to come out of tonight healthy, to be honest with you. We've had a really good spring, and for the most part been healthy through the spring. So I overall feel good about it.
Now the spring's in the books, what are your kind of first thoughts about how you guys progressed? How you feeling heading into this right now?
Feel pretty good. We had a lot of the new guys. We had about 19 new faces here this spring, both sides of the ball, so we're able to integrate them, get a good foundation, which was our goal. We talked about that a few weeks ago. It's kind of boring, but that's important. It's part of that process that you got to lay the groundwork of what you're going to see the results of in the fall. I thought the guys did a good job. I thought overall this spring we got a lot better on defense. I think our pass defense, if you were at practices, was better. I think we're bigger. I think we stopped the run better. I think we fly around better. And that's a good thing for our team. And I think we had a good back and forth throughout the spring, offense and defense, which was good.
Of that defensive improvement, how much was the influx of new players and how much was improvement of the guys that you brought back from a year ago?
I think both. That's a great question. You see Massey tonight with the pick six. I thought Crossley really raised his level. Up front, I think DeVere and Elijah have been consistent, but we added two new pieces there. So I think that the new guys definitely make us better, definitely give us experience, give us size, give us a lot of things. But it raised the level of the other guys too, to where we feel like we got some depth.
What do you think of how Preston, progressed from the beginning of spring to the end?
I thought it was good. I mean, there were some ups and downs like you expect in spring. I think that's a lot of credit to the fact that we're probably going against a better defense than we have in a long time in practice, and so that's a good thing. But I know he's in a good headspace. He felt like, coming down the stretch, even Tuesday, I thought was one of our better practices leading up to this. Thought tonight, he threw some nice deep balls, missed a few, but hit a few as well, and just kind of operated. And so overall, I think he's headed in a good direction.
You didn't do a lot tonight on special teams, but from what you saw in the spring, you got a new coordinator on special teams. What did you see from those groups during the spring?
Yeah, and that's probably not uncommon in spring games. We worked punt and punt return the most, but we didn't even go that against each other today. And I thought our punters, Ryan's back, he does a good job. I think we're in a good place with what we're doing scheme-wise. Colin, it was good to see him kick Sunday night. He really hadn't kicked all spring for the most part. He was recovering from just taking some time off after the season on some nagging things, so I think he's healthy now, and so he'll get back in the routine. But this summer, especially fall camp, will be big for us on teams. I think the best thing we did is punt return. A lot of our starters are on those units, and that's the way we need it to be, in the season.
Coach, I want to ask you a couple of questions about the helmet.
Yeah.
Just talk about the concept of being able to pull that off and make someone's day to make that happen.
Yeah, it's really a great job by our team. I know, Children's reached out, and between Josh Nash, Megan Cornell, and some people on our team, they communicated this was months ago and said, hey, they just got together and said this would be a great idea. I think we had, I may be wrong, I think we had 13 different patients from Children's submit, a design. There were some really good designs. It was kind of hard to pick one. And, the one we went with was awesome. And so we just want to do everything we can to partner with those in our community. And, it's obviously raises great awareness for a good cause. And I think they had a lot of fun with it.
And just when you first saw it on the helmet, your thoughts when the whole thing, the idea came?
Yeah, when the idea came, obviously, like I said, our team decided to do it. It was great. But when we saw this weekend on the helmet, that was pretty cool, just to see. Like I said, there's a lot bigger things in football, so just to be a small part of that was important for us.
You said that the transfers really kind of raised the bar for a lot of guys here too. Now you're kind of leaving spring, going into a period where they're on their own.
Yeah.
How much do you kind of hope that raising the bar kind of instills in them on a personal level?
A lot. We've got to come together as a team. I think we're in process of doing that. Nothing tells me we're not, but that's what the summer is really big for a lot of these guys. We'll have another new 12 to 15 guys show up in June. So to mesh those guys, that's why you want in spring to lay a foundation where in the summer, when we don't get to spend a lot of time with them, they can work together on their own and get really, really good at those things. So when we come back in August, we should be better than we were tonight. And if we are, then we have a chance in fall camp to really build our team and have a good season. If not, then it slows you down a little bit. So the summer's key. I think having a lot of those guys in early is key, but there's still a whole lot of work to be done before we play something.
Kamar Wheaton didn't play tonight, limited a little bit at the beginning of spring. What's his status? Where does he fit in your rotation?
Yeah, he's on our team. It was not disciplinary tonight. It was early in spring. came back. He practiced, I can't remember, probably 4 or 5 practices. Just had a tweaked hammy. If we were playing a real game, he could have gone tonight. It was more coach's decision, just not worth it to injure him further going into the off season. But he, like several guys, if he can do what he needs to do to meet our standards and expectations in the classroom, then he'll be with us, and we're excited about the potential of that happening.
I know it might be hard to do, especially with just wrapping up, but if you had to letter grade this spring for you guys, what'd you go with?
You would ask me that. Letter grade. My high school coach always said, what letter grade would you give yourself? And you're like, that's a trick, because if I say A, that's not the answer the coach wants. I don't know. I'm going to hedge and say B. Here's what I think. We stayed healthy. That's a big deal in spring. And we were able to still get good work. I mean, we went through the first 13 or 14 practices, a lot of good on good. I think iron sharpens iron. I think we got better in the things we needed to, running the ball, tackling, holding on to the football, blocking, the things that aren't fun but that matter in winning and losing games. I think we got better there. I think we have confidence as a team. I think our defense has confidence. I think our quarterbacks have confidence moving forward. So I like where we are in the process of getting ready for September 2nd, and I'm glad we got a lot more time to get ready for it.
With that, what went into one-on-one not going tonight?
Yeah, we did it some. So we didn't quite have enough O-linemen and D-linemen to divide into 2 even teams. We'd love to do that and have some fun with it, but we're just with some guys being out and maybe some guys not here yet. That would have been probably tough. And so it was a mix. It was a little more 1s versus 2s tonight. But there were still some guys playing double duty, and like I said, more than anything, we wanted to finish on a high note, not get anybody banged up, and I think for the most part we finished with that. Like I said, Tuesday I thought was our best practice, because for the entire practice it was good on good, and both sides, it was give and take, and that's what we need if we're going to be good.
Transfer portal opens tomorrow. Obviously, I know you guys have no choice but to oblige by these rules.
Yep.
Is this a timeline that you'd like to see maybe tweaked a little bit, or give you guys?
You can kind of decide when your spring game is, so we have some control over that at least. I like it probably earlier than later. At least you're going to know by May 1st who's in the portal instead of waiting until June 1st. So everyone's got a different opinion. We're always trying to maybe find the sweet spot. I like that it's only a 2-week window. That's fair to everybody. Starting tomorrow for 2 weeks, a lot's going to happen. But on May 1st, you may not know everybody on your roster, but you know if people are leaving your roster, and I think that gives you a month leading up to the summer as well to try to finish it out. So I think we're closer than we were a year ago.
Coach, you talked about laying a foundation, and what did you see tonight that really speaks to laying that foundation, and what are you most excited about with this team?
Yeah, I saw a connection from our team tonight, really. Offense, defense, even the defensive guys out there cheering on our kicker late. And that's what you want. You want to compete hard with each other, not against each other, and that's a fine line. And then in terms of the X's and O's, that was the foundation we talked about. Again, I said it before, if you go to our facility, they're building a big facility over there in our end zone. That's why we're here at Highland Park tonight. And we're very grateful to them, by the way, for letting us come. But they spent almost 2.5 to 3 months just working on the foundation over there on something that's going to take 18 months. And that's what spring was about for us. So the X's and O's, the fundamentals, but more than anything, the connection, the togetherness. We got to be a connected team if we want to win in the fall.